Hi everyone, welcome back to Successpedia Asia. In today's episode, we have someone very special. But before we go into it, we would just like to thank everyone for all the support and all the things that for all the share and helping us to keep this season going. It's a season of calamity, and every one of us is going through tough times and difficult times together. So in this series, we actually have a lineup of people from different walks of life, different industry, different appointments, from corporate leaders to government leader, and so on and so forth. So today we are very happy and honored to have with us a very special guest. He is Jesher from Ya Kun. All right, he is the none other than the brand and market development director of Ya Kun on my left here. All right, hi Jesher.
Hi guys. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so maybe you would like to give a self-introduction to our audience.
Okay. Well, what do I say? I'm the branding and market development director at Yakun. Been there I think like 8-9 years already. First job straight out of school. I mean, if for those who are not sure, maybe to put things in context, Yakun is my grandfather also lah. So in a way, like that's why I do branding, because in a way, the branding is it's our personality, it's in our blood, if you want to call it that. So that's why I do the branding part, and then of course, market development is something that is very critical to our business. So I do that as well, and and this time is definitely a time of being resilient, being coming together, being collective and united. So I'm just really looking forward to this time to share, to talk, to hear your thoughts and opinions as well. All right.
Right. Yeah. There's something very interesting that I actually found out, is that when you first started this job at Ya Kun, which is started and founded by your grandfather, you started off with a $5.50 pay per hour.
Well,
so what do you do?
Okay, no, I mean, it was my mantra back then, and then it's actually kind of still is now. Not even though it's not 100% implemented, but everybody has to start out at the outlet level. So okay, for me first, I mean, the $5.50 came about because I was like, it was my summer, what you call it, like holiday, go and do work lor. So I went down to Ping and things like that. So that was kind of just the you have to learn how to work, how to toast bread and things. But then but even for all our executives, office HQ people, we will still put them through the outlet, because it's important. It's important. You shouldn't be like doing marketing or business development in the office, right, when you have no idea what is it like to wake up at 5:30, the routine that the aunties have to go through to boil water, to make the eggs, then you have to stand for a long time. If you don't taste that, you can't be a good marketer. You don't know what you're saying. You can't be a good business development. So we try as best as we can to put everybody. I think most of them have gone through at least a few days, if not a week or so, of just morning shift, closing shift, morning shift, closing shift, just to get a taste. So I did it when I first started my job, just to make sure that I knew what was going on. Don't trust the way I pao kopi, because too long never practice. But at least I know. If given all the time in the world, I think I can do it. Like, you ask me to rush, then sure cannot one.
Right. I look forward to you making some for me.
Don't.
Yeah. Oh, we have someone who says hi to you. Great job.
Hey.
Priscilla Gunn says
hi, Priscilla. Hi.
Yeah.
Really Majula, right? Really Majula.
Yes.
That's how I met her. Right?
Yeah, and that's how we met as well.
Yes.
Yep. It was a very good event that is embedded right in our lives now.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, so I invited you in also to share something that you actually did for the society in this period of time, which is actually some of the I know you ran some campaigns to actually help the less privileged and frontliners. So do you mind sharing with the people what are the things that you have done with Ya Kun?
Sure, I will tell you what we did, and then I'll share with you my thoughts about it. Because so way back, I think in February or late Feb, I think around there or early March, um, while COVID was still was still quite okay. I'm very sure it hasn't reached the US and Europe then. So it was still
Mm,
China, Southeast Asia, Korea was picking up. Of course, we felt we felt the strain, and then the healthcare workers felt the strain too. So a lot of the F&B, to be fair, a lot of F&Bs were coming forward saying, hey, if you're wearing a uniform, if you are you show your badge, we'll give you 10% off, we'll give you a free this or free that. Great. So then I was just thinking that okay, so they work a whole day shift, they're very tired. Well, they still must go to Yakun just to redeem a free cup of coffee. You must go to Yakun just to get 10% off, 20% off, something like that. I mean,
mm,
different companies work differently. I'm not saying I'm not saying that there's no perfect idea, but then I thought that don't do that lah. I mean, they're so tired already. They still must go to your outlet. So I said, okay, we must go meet them where they are. We
right.
want to meet them where they are. When they're taking a break, we decided to drop coffee off at them. But then the difficulty was that coffee part I know how to make, delivery part I know how to do,
Mm,
but I needed context in the hospital. Not just go to the lobby now. Here is like 20 canister of coffee. They also scared. They also don't know who are you. Why you suddenly give me coffee? That's when actually my friend Jeff Chong came along. So Jeff Chong is with Tribal. He's also a board director lah. That's how we met. Then he
right.
really randomly called me and said that, hey bro, I got an idea. I want to go and help frontline workers. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I said that I shared with him the whole flow and the missing link. They say, bro, I got contacts. So he call. So one thing led to another. We first started to do several hospitals, SGH, a few others. Then from there we said, hey, let's not just healthcare workers. Let's also go ahead and do bus captains, because
Mm,
they are driving day in day out. So we did Tampines interchange. Then from there we did SIA, because they were still flying at the time. They were
yep.
still flying, and they were flying very reduced flights. But the stewards and stewardess were very brave to keep flying also. So we did
Mm,
SIA and Silk Air, and then the after that we did fire station, because they also work non-stop. They work shift. So we just wanted to cover all frontline workers,
right.
the full
Right.
definition of it. Okay, to be fair, we never covered everybody lah. There was no way lah. There was no way. But
Mm,
we
mm,
wanted to reach as many sectors as we could lah. So Jeff and I, it became like a full-time thing lah. Calls, trying to arrange, trying to set up the time, get security clearance, everything like that, and then we did it. So this was in.
This is Jeff,
Oh
right?
yeah, thanks for finding the pictures actually.
Yeah.
That's Jeff, yes, in the black shirt. That's Jeff, and then in the middle, obviously, is Mr. Bea.
Mm,
But okay, so the two things that were super cool is that Jeff involved his company as well. So his team came down. They helped to stick the stickers on the canister. They helped to carry. It was a team effort. Then from our side also, my marketing, our operations, it was a team effort also. So it was like a collaborative, because both our companies have nothing to do with each other, but we came together to do it. So that was super cool. And then the other thing was that one thing led to another. So we got more requests. We got we started to pick up. I mean, the campaign started to pick up as well. Okay, now that is actually in February and March. Of course, we now know with the power of hindsight, and we're in the middle of April, that it just got worse. Unfortunately, the situation got worse and worse and worse.
yes. Yes.
We still very very much appreciate the frontliners. The society now has fully responded to a lot of the needs. I mean, you see Facebook every day, WhatsApps, you're getting all kinds of info on how to donate, where to donate, things like that. We still fully appreciate them. We fully support them. But obviously, a lot of businesses are now shut. Businesses are running on two-man operations, reduced operations. So we look forward to the time when we can continue to support our frontliners. But that was still very early days. And when we did that, we were cautiously optimistic. But now there's a sense of realism to that as well. And so now I feel like the society has moved on to fully respecting the frontliners. Now we have moved on to sort of supporting the very most vulnerable in the society. So classic
The needy
examples,
one.
the needy ones are, yeah. So migrant workers, definitely, maybe families with income support, income issues right now, maybe elderly as well. So you can see the society has met those needs to assist with those needs also. But we still we still did the 8 p.m. clap. I think the 8 to 8:50 p.m. clap, the kind of thing where we fully support our frontline workers, and we'll continue to do so. So yeah, that has shifted. On hindsight, I mean that was something that we really enjoyed. And I mean, if we can partner again, we are happy to do it again. But right now, there's also a lot of I think considerations and factors that we have to juggle more than back then. And then the other one that we did, actually, okay, just to be clear, the second one that I'm talking about now is actually a personal project. I'm just using Ya Kun as a vehicle because I mean we do food, so it's easiest to provide. What I shouldn't be. I mean I can't be like doing education or something like that. So I do food. So the other one is just that I purchased 200 gato set, and I just said that actually my intention is that if there are somebody out there, somebody so it's a personal friend. Who is put on no pay leave or who has the salary cut by a sizable amount, and they are worried, right? And you have children, why not just send us their email with their permission, obviously. Send us their email. We'll give the children, per child, we'll give one gato set. It's not a lot, and I have to admit from the get-go, it's not sustainable. But at least it covers a few meals. It covers 1-2 meals. You can go there, you can eat, you can tap out. Go ahead.
I have the screenshot of the post you put up.
Okay, go ahead, no problem.
Yeah, this is the post you put up, right?
Yeah, so it was just a personal thing. I just did it first, and then believe it or not, as you can see the update there, in a matter of 3 days or so, from 200, which is my own, right, it became 1,300 sets. You can see, so 1,000, and then just yesterday and this morning, another. Several donations came in still. So the donations are still coming in, 50 sets, 100 sets. People are just saying that, hey, I want to donate, I want to support. So very, very supportive. And I think I'm very appreciative because the people who come forward, and some of them are total strangers. So apparently this post was screenshot or sent or something because I don't know them. But what I appreciate is that they see that we do what we can and we do what we are good at. So if Ya Kun say that, hey, I'm going to provide free lessons or something, maybe people will be like, why, but we do what we are known for, which is just providing food. And then the family just own time, own target, go down and redeem. Of course, there are issues with that too, but if they can go down and redeem, they can take away. Or if a volunteer is helping them to tap out to bring to their own, where they are, the study center, things like that. Yeah, that's great. So we do that. We did that, and we're still ongoing, and we are still giving it out. So the appeal is that if you know of anyone who is in need, no questions asked. We just go by trust. We go by integrity. We won't ask any questions. We won't ask you to produce any sort of verification. We will just send you the codes so that you don't have to worry about a few meals, a few breakfasts. Now there's also eggs involved. Good for the families. Good for the kids. We will do it. So we are still giving it out. There is still balance. Feel free to PM me or whatever. We'll get it to you. Or actually the email is in that post. So feel free to write it. Yeah. So it's YK Cherish. I think it's the middle of the page. YK Cherish at yakun.com. Write to them. Say that, hey, I know this family. This is their email. Can you send them 3 sets, 4 sets? We will do it. We want, at this point, there's no need to check whatever. We just want to support and move on. So send the request in.
Right. So viewers, YK Cherish at yakun.com. If you know of any families who really do need this breakfast, their family income is very affected. Yep. So Ya Kun is Jesher along with Ya Kun is ready to help. Which brings me back. Actually, you guys launched your own Ya Kun app recently, and the app is the one that's supporting this give out, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, recently being like 2 years ago already, but no, because it's the only truth is that our office is closed. So because my office is closed, we can't issue out physical voucher. You need to job. You need to put the serial code. You need to, if you want to mail out to people, you have to go down to the post office, things like that. So our office is closed. Of course, essential like payroll and things, they still come back. But other than that, we close. So that's the tech is the only way forward. Now, there is feedback, and it's something that I'm trying to work through as well, where some of the families may not have access to the app. they may not be able to do so. So of course we are making special concession. Maybe like we'll call ahead and say that, hey, at 3 o'clock this family will come down to pick up 3 sets, 4 sets. Please just honor. We call the manager. So we'll walk through some of these physical things. But other than that, and my original intent was actually for families who see a impact to their salary. So that was actually my original one. So regular families, maybe just doing a sector that got hit really bad. Maybe it's tourism. Maybe it's
Media,
some of the
the
sectors
event.
are So exactly. So it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that you are really in need. But this month, right? Wow, really, you feel the pinch. It's
Yep.
okay. We will support. We are just there for you. It's okay. So that was my
Wonderful.
idea. So I feel like a bulk of this group actually do have smartphones and things like that. But the response has come back that a lot of them are also from a different sector who really need it. So we're also happy to support. Though for those we have to kind of go through the tech issues and the email issues and things like that. But yeah.
Right. All right. Wonderful. Okay. So Jesh, you mentioned just now Yakun's office is actually closed. So now you are also working from home, right?
Yeah.
So I believe
Yeah.
I believe the whole business is being affected. I mean, all around Singapore, everywhere, business is being affected. So maybe would you mind sharing? Actually, viewers, if you have any questions for Jesher, please feel free to put in the comments below, and then we will definitely try our best to answer your questions. Yeah, but yeah. So how is the business being affected for Ya Kun?
Business
Mm.
I mean, business in whole or continuity? Sorry.
I guess
Are you asking business as a whole or continuity?
as a whole in terms of operations, yeah, and sales.
Okay.
How is
So the interesting thing, the interesting thing was that we are frontline F&B, all right.
Yes.
So very much we trend with the population. For example, in good times, December, wow, everybody's going out shopping, everybody's eating out. So we also trend. We will see an uptick in our sales. Then maybe January, people pinch full already. Then we trend with the society. So but then also on the flip side, we are also fall under the category of a bit of a staple. I won't say that we are very staple, but coffee, toast, still fall under sort of must have lah. Even myself, I need to drink. You know what I mean? We also we fly on 2 planes at the same time. So I can't speak for every business, but for us, this is our experience. So as you can tell that the government started to what we call tighten, right? So at first it was when you go out, please have safe distancing measures. Like they draw the line. Then the next day was draw the box. Then must stand within the box. Then later is alternate table. Then alternate table already. Then now it's totally closed. So what we saw was that we saw a gradual decrease, and that is very interesting. And I'll come to that why, because we saw a gradual decrease. Of course, from normal 100%, then we dropped to 80, then 60. Then of course now, truth be told, dramatic drop. So we're hovering quite low. Some outlets have totally closed, and it's also a good decision. CBD outlet, touristy outlets, close, redeploy the people somewhere else, the staff somewhere else. But that being said, for the most part, okay, we are on some food delivery platforms, so that has actually helped a lot, considering the situation also. But also, there's a consideration, there are other considerations there. But so we saw a gradual decrease. And why I say that that's important is because we will also, when things get better, we will also then see a gradual increase. It's very unlikely that we will see a recovery straight away. But with gradual increase, we will then have time to plan, time to react, time to think ahead, which actually is very useful. So in a way, I think that what the government did, of course, is good. But I mean, a lot of it happened very fast. But gradually, it helped that it was not like you're flying and then suddenly say, okay, no, all must close, takeaway only.
Yeah,
Then
the
we will
reaction
not. We will
time
have.
was actually given.
And then I mean, you also have to read the game lah. In a sense, the government never tell you ahead what they're gonna do. As you know, they will say, they'll give hints. Like please really do exercise distancing. Then they advise until it becomes law. you get the sense, right? Like they will strongly advise, and then finally they will make it into some sort of a law with a fine. So you can also read the trend. You can read the trends of where things are heading. So for us, we knew that at one point it was going to be only takeaway. We kind of saw it lah, and so we at least had time to prepare. Similarly, I think all of us can tell when the recovery comes, it will be in stages also. It helps you because it helps you deploy your staff properly. It helps you to plan their schedule. It helps you to prepare your stock because your stock now over excess also becomes wastage. Under excess, you cannot meet demand. So there's kind of these things where you can read the trend. But all that being said, I mean we are affected. I think everybody's affected. So we are not panicking. I think that's the one thing that we don't want to do. We don't want to panic. But that being said, too, we are also grateful. We're very grateful for aid from the government. I think that one is it's a major cushioner, and then of course the landlords assisting the different partners also coming in to assist enterprise. Enterprise, and everybody's coming in to help, to advise also. So behind the scenes, we're getting a lot of emails, texts. Please do this, please do that. Try to catch on to this. This grant is there for companies. Please use them. Things like that. I mean, whether we do it or not is different, but the info is coming. The support is there.
Right.
So, yeah, we are all in this together. That's the key point.
All right, that's great. Yes, we are all in this together. No matter what industry, different industry, or where we are all in Singapore. So yeah, we are truly in this together. Yeah. But taking it one step further away from Singapore, Ya Kun has already become an international brand. So yeah, how are the things in overseas?
Okay. Well, the straightforward thing is that wherever you see the pandemic, it's a global thing. So of course, we whatever happens in Singapore, it's going to happen there. So China was closed. Indonesia is half closed. I know for a fact Indonesia is actually also takeaway only. I think for a lot of malls. So they run a very lean team. Cambodia, Myanmar, a lot of them. Again, I think for the most part they are all open, but you can see dramatic drop. So we are in constant talks with them. We are assisting. We are helping. We are working together. I think there's no need to profiteer at this point in time. The whole idea is to help each other to get through. We dialogue a lot. We dialogue a lot just to make sure that things run and they are supported as well. We do our best.
Right. Okay. All right. So now we take the topic away from Ya Kun for now, for a bit.
Okay.
Viewers, if you really have any questions, please just feel free. Any question under the sun. There's no sun, but yeah, just under the roof, under the sky, under the moon. Yeah. Feel free to ask Jesher. Jesher is here to answer. Yep. For myself, I'm curious. In your opinion, do you think Singapore is doing a good job in the fight against the COVID-19?
Okay, so the question is quite an open-ended one, and no one will know until you look back. All right, but what you can know is, do the people have confidence in their leaders? So you will only know if a country did well after everything happens. Some people can take radical steps now. Sounds terrible, feels terrible, but everybody look back. Wow, solid. You put an end to that quickly. Some people may be Mr. Nice Guy, drag, or do something. Look back, everybody may like it then, but you look back, not the best. I'm not pinpointing at any country in particular, but I'm just trying to say that if you talk about a good job, you can only talk about it after that. But you can talk about whether the people have confidence in the decisions that are made by the government. And I think for the most part, Singaporeans have a lot of confidence, and we have a lot of unity. I find that very interesting. We are of the saying, we're of one mind, in a sense that it's a saying where we are generally behind whatever decisions are made, if it makes sense, if it's explained to us properly. And yeah, it is. A lot of the moves, the explanation, it's explained to us. It's logical. It makes sense. It's for your own good. safe distancing, closing the office, work team, wearing a mask now. That's all in the news, right? So I think that whether or not we can only tell whether Singapore is doing a good job, but I can safely say that the people are behind the leadership. The people are behind the ones making the decision, and we also feel like they are logical decisions. They are decisions made with fact. They're decisions backed by looking at a whole spectrum. So we, as a citizen, we may see situations in silos. Facts. This. I think the government has the ability because they're the government. Obviously, they pull together all the facts. So with that, it helps them to make better informed decisions. So yeah, I mean, again, we're all in this together. We all can play one part. We all have, in a sense, we all have one position, one vote. We have one role to play. But collectively, if all of us work together, then we can cross this together. But individually, no one's gonna stop this pandemic. No one's gonna stand up against it. But it takes about everybody's confidence and everybody's unity to then work together for that. So Singapore as a whole, and then regionally, and then globally as well. So yeah, I think that's my short answer there.
Right. But having said that, we know a lot of Singaporeans are actually behind the government and stuff like this. But there's a group of people who do feel that they have fallen through the gap, and there's a lot of noises being made now, either positive or negatively, saying that I've been forgotten and stuff like this. Yeah. Do you how do you feel?
I'm sure. Okay, I think there will always be. So it's not about a lack of policy, or it's not a lack of funding even from the government. I think it's a lack of access. So people who feel that they are not heard, or people who feel that they are not they fall through the cracks. I don't know what specific example you have, but I feel like if they could be reached, or if there is if they could actually have access via info access to a particular help, I think they can be addressed. Now I'm not sure what in particular you mean. I think but there will always be. But I think that there are a lot of NGOs that also cover the gaps. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was okay. So maybe take one very good example is recently a lot of freelancers, they have registered themselves as a director of a company, But directors on Accra, you are considered an employee, but they are the founding fathers or founding members of the company, and they run the business solo. And these are the people that have no access to either the employee grant, employee support. Neither do they have founders.
Yeah. Okay. We can talk about that. Great. That is a very valid point. I think that's a very valid point. I think it will be addressed soon, because there is actually a lot of SME directors who sometimes they don't even take a salary. Their salary is directly from the daily or the monthly profit. That's their salary. So obviously they are affected. I think that's a very valid point. We actually talked. This was actually brought up at one of the federation, one of the association level. So it's something that is highlighted already. Maybe it was something that I'm not sure where the rationale for that came along, but I know that it is a valid concern and it is being discussed. So maybe wait for announcement. Maybe there will be some, but I know that there is a need there also. I do agree on that part.
Yeah. All right. We have Alan who came in with a question. Hi. Now that you and many of Ya Kun management are working from home.
Eileen, I think.
Eileen. Oh, I'm sorry. Eileen. Yeah. Eileen, working from home, how do you stay in touch with what's happening on the ground at all? I think this is a very good question. Yeah.
The outlets handling. Okay, no, so the management is working from home, but the operation staff is still operational. So we still have a network of operation um, managers, area managers. So they still go down. However, our instruction to them is also to uh, plan their route so that they are very careful and very deliberate about their route, and
Mm-hmm.
also minimize spending too much time. But there is so they manage their route. However, there is still a lot of contact. There's still a lot of communication and contact with the outlet staff, with the workers, and then the scheduling, and then to ensure that there is just enough to operate, but is that there is no we want to reduce excess as well. And then I think a lot of the managers, we actually still sometimes we still swing by and pick around and see, because we're all located in the mall, so the mall locations are still open. Those that are standalone, like airports and stuff, are actually not open. So like I said, so the proper chain exists. The outlets report to the managers. The store managers still report to us. They let us know what's going on. Um, and that chain still exists, and I don't think that chain will ever stop until, say, the outlet close down, have to close temporarily.
Right. Okay. Yep. So, Eileen, does that answer your question? We hope that answers lah. Are you satisfied with that? Yeah. Okay. So
Can give
back
us a
to
wave or something.
yeah. Say thumbs up. Okay. So yeah. All right. So back to the question with regards to how Singapore is actually doing, whether it's a good job or not. Um, Recently, I mean, just a few days back, we launched the last and the final solidarity budget. So the total of 3 budget is actually being rolled out. So, yep. How do you see this budget? Is it good that cash or money is being rolled out to the citizens? Because this has invited a division, a divided opinion. That some people feels that jobs should be created rather than just giving out cash vouchers.
Okay, well, you first have to see this is a global thing. So it's a global thing. This is not about local market situation. It's not about competition. It's not about marketing. It's a global thing. So beyond just even oh, I see what you did there.
Yes.
Uh, beyond
I got
beyond
it this
just
morning.
still,
Yeah,
I don't advise you to drink now though. A bit long already. Beyond just it's a global thing. So we're talking like supply chains. You're talking shipment. You're talking international routes and oil and gas and big conglomerates being affected. So definitely you need a big leveler, a big steadier of the economy, and suddenly no one company, no conglomerate of companies can do that. That's where the government comes in. So and it's a proven economic tool. If you see the US, I mean every country is rolling out this sort of stabilizing measures to reassure the people, to give them some sense of security, to give them some sense of and also to rein in to slow down the effects of a very slowed down economy. All right. You see, for example, I always say this: working from home with a paycheck and working from home without a paycheck is very different. At least you can work from home with a paycheck, right? You wake up, you take your own sweet time, everything. But working without a paycheck is a very different, very different way. So when the government introduces these 3 budgets, it is meant to give the people assurance, and sometimes that's what they need. The government, I mean, people. Okay, the government may not even be able to solve this problem, in the sense that you talk about research, you're talking about large scale pharmaceutical issues. The government may not do that, but they can take care of the people. They can calm the people down first, and so that is what these budgets are for. Well, you want to talk about whether it's enough. You want to talk about whether does everybody get equally? Some people get more, people fall through the cracks. Of course, you can go into the divisions there, but I think that it is very needful, and it's also very targeted. Which resilience and solidarity budgets were very, very targeted, straight to the point, straight to aviation, straight to business, straight to the landlords. There we go. Yeah. So Unity was more wait and see. It was more days are early, but we know that this is going to be an issue, but we wait and see. Resilient and then resilient was most certainly targeted. Solidarity is more like a add-on, annex, add-on. So they are definitely needful. They're definitely needful. Save jobs. No one can save jobs like the government. So their message to companies is save jobs, save livelihoods, provide assurance, provide security, and then wait it out. So that with these measures, right, companies are not cutthroat. I feel like because talk about job support scheme, 75% for all Singaporeans, even foreign worker levy waive. These measures, it's not for companies to go, yay, this month I got a profit. No. It's to also calm the company, the decision makers within the company, so that they don't become cutthroat, like every cent counts. We must still go out there and work, so that we lose less. These measures are so that the companies can say, okay, let's also take a step back. We're all in this together. Let's not push the infra too hard. Because we got grant. So let's just wait it out. So I think there's a lot of underlying undercurrent, and definitely it was very welcome lah. I mean, it was almost a surprise actually. I think resilient budget came out as a big. It was a surprise to the people in my circle and myself. I don't know, some people maybe saw into it already, but I think it was needful.
Right. Yep. So I think for me personally, when the resilience budget came out, right, I was very happy. Only until to realize that I fall through the gap, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
But for myself, I've been sharing on my Facebook. I've been sharing on my social media. Maybe let me just remove this for the time being. So I've been telling everyone that, if it comes, it's a bonus to me. If it comes, it's a bonus. If it doesn't come, my life still goes on, and I still have to innovate and find a way out eventually. You see, yeah. So, but of course, if like what you mentioned, if the resilience budget, they are going to look into directors falling through the gap, founders and directors falling through the gap, and they are trying to work out something for us. I would definitely welcome that. Yeah, I would love.
I think in our discussion, in the discussion, obviously it was the I think there were some thoughts about, like, when you say directors, for the most part, a lot of them are maybe MNCs and things like that. So it's about definition now, and I think when the definition is more targeted, right, that's where we can see more targeted support. For those who don't fall into the general definition of director as well.
Right.
Yeah,
because from my understanding is that a lot of the directors, they are not drawing pay. I mean, like me, Successpedia has only been around for like 1 year plus, so not on payroll, because every single earning revenue goes back to the company to be reinjected. Yeah. So
SMEs are more. SMEs and then startups also.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, though. At least I also know real examples that we can take it back as well.
Yeah, there's a group. There's a group formed on Facebook.
Yeah, there's a petition, right? I saw that.
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, it's a way. It's a peaceful way to get your message and your word out.
Yeah. We take something a bit lighter in the mood. Talking about Facebook group, right? I've been invited into a few Facebook group that is just posting very negative news, and I think SG COVID Tears is one of them. So every post that is inside there is just targeting at the fault of people. They see people grouping up together, right? They take the photo and then they start. It's very, very negative, very, very negative. But yet at the same time, people need to be aware that there are some this kind of people who don't abide
Sure.
the Sabo Kings lah. Huh?
Yeah.
So how do you look at it? It's very negative, you know. I
think-
cannot take, you know. I really I cannot.
I think firstly people vent frustration in very different ways. So I think we're all, whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not, we are all a bit frustrated lah. I mean, in a way of just cooped up, down. The news is heavy, no sports, like they can't, no sensational celebrity stuff. I mean, no distractions. So in a sense that we're all there's a certain level of just reality. So I think people vent their frustrations differently. Maybe it's also good to educate about social media etiquette or the impact. Again, now social media has gone through the roof, right? Maybe it's time to look at how to use social media in a needful way. Maybe that's something that we can revisit in a fun, easy way also. But then also, what was your last part? You were saying that besides the Facebook groups,
right? Besides the Facebook group, there's a lot of negative posts that's ongoing. You know, like I said, people venting the frustration. So how do you see this negativity, and how do you think we can actually stay positive in this situation? You know, by using social media.
It's okay. It's up to you which group you want to follow also. So maybe they want to follow these groups. They want to post. After a while, maybe they feel like, okay, it's really affecting them. There's no harm leaving. There's no harm, looking at the bright side. I mean, to be fair, there is a lot of good that's coming out of this. An incredible amount of just solidarity and support. I mean, this thing about clapping at 8:00, right? It didn't start with us. It started in Wuhan, I think, and then it went to Europe, Italy. People playing on their balconies, singing, things like that. I think there's a couple of videos you watch, you get goosebumps also. Just the level of appreciation and support. So there's a lot of good coming out. And then right now, people are talking about helping, care packages, donating food, helping those, right? So there's a ton of good stuff that's coming out also. So again, information overload, a lot of ground up initiatives. We just watch out for overlapping, because sometimes overlapping will lead to excess of resource. But other than that, I think there's still a lot of good, and then choose to find a good in this this time especially.
Okay, talking about staying positive, do you think we should be behind our government more, or should the government do more for our people? Which one actually comes first?
Can do more to support people, or should? Well, definitely the government. I mean, it's like a seesaw, right? It's both at the same time. Maybe I'm not in government, but I can tell you for my own company, right? I just give you a microcosm example. If I feel like my employees don't trust me or don't respect me, and sometimes, I'm not saying that I experienced that, but you have definitely experienced throughout, whether it's maybe an army as a leader or somewhere, that you get that one or two joker who like not on with the program one, don't play ball. You will feel undermined also. You don't feel like you can do your job well. You're not given the empowerment and the confidence.
Yep.
I think in the same way is the government. Of course, the government weeds out. I mean, it's a big organization, so you get people who fully support, and people, you go get all kinds of spectrum lah. But then, if the government, as a consensus, don't feel like the people support them, how are they going to do their job? It's not easy. Of course, there are going to be examples around the world where you get mass people who feel like decisions are not being made for the best of the people and things like that. So this is a political science issue. We can talk for 2 hours. I may not even be the best person to talk about it, but I feel like it's a seesaw balance. It's a give and take. Also, we know that nobody is perfect. Sometimes this, you are thrust with the decision. You have to make a snap decision. It's easy to sit back and go, yeah. Of course, I would have done something different. But if maybe you're in the hot seat, maybe it's not so easy also. And I think as business owners, directors ourselves, we know. So the idea is to show grace, to support, but also be a thinking citizen, to understand, to think through, to understand what the message is, how it applies to you. I
Right.
think maybe that's the best way forward.
How about the viewers? The viewers that's with us, do you have any opinion with regards to this question and whatever that Jesher and I have been talking about? Because personally for me, I do feel that the people has to be behind the government first. I have my reasons for saying that. I came from being an educator background. So, as an educator, we have a classroom. And if the students are always rebellious and always going against you, there's so much energy that I have to do to actually try to please them. But that energy could actually be transferred to providing more support for all these students. Yeah, and we have all been students once, naughty students, good students, whichever it is. But usually the students who are in a good class, when they give support to the teacher will naturally feel more appreciated, and they will feel more thought. They will feel that respect, and they would naturally instinctively they will give more to that class. Yeah. So
okay. I mean, I definitely agree. That's why I think we are. I mean, everybody is trying to do. Sometimes you must trust the heart, not just the action, but then also be at the same time also be a very educated citizen. I think in a sense, educated as in like you think through every policy, you weigh them accurately and things like that. But yeah, I mean, maybe actually I have a question for you and the audience actually.
right.
Maybe in a one liner, or what do you think will change irreversibly after this? I mean, there are going to be many things. So maybe to you, or in your industry sector, or even to our audience, what is one thing that will change irreversibly? I mean, it's almost too difficult, or we will not go back to an old way of doing something.
Right.
After this.
Well,
comments. Let's see.
let me think. Something that is going to change, and then it's impossible to go back to the old ways.
Maybe not impossible. But like people just don't want, they just they don't want
something that's harder to go back to the old ways, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to be honest, will be our dining habits.
Okay.
Yeah, because delivery. We talk about food delivery nowadays. So everyone, we are not allowed. We are only allowed to tapao and everything, right? Yeah. So a lot of people have picked up the habit of ordering food more. Yeah.
Do you think it's because it's a reaction to so when things are over, people feel safe to go out again? Is it because they are so used to their convenience, or is it because they are locked into the system already, or like why? Because which part of it?
Yeah, they're getting used to the conveniency. I would say, yeah. So even for delivery of groceries, we don't talk about just cooked food. We talk about groceries. NTUC, they have their delivery service. And before that, prior to this, not many people actually use it. But when this COVID happened, right, I can safely say that every time we wanted to make the order, there's no more time slot for us to order. And I think this is something that a lot of Singaporeans have yet to be aware of. Not just NTUC, some other platforms that's actually doing the delivery. And in fact, Grab also has came up with this grocery delivery.
Yeah. Panda Mart also got, everybody's jumping on that bandwagon.
Correct.
But it's a needful bandwagon, but yeah.
Yes. So when everyone starts to come in, when this thing is over, the platform will surely definitely still exist, and that is where they will continue to keep marketing it. And people who are already entrapped in that comfort zone, it's hard for us to get out of that comfort zone anymore. So it's just like Grab.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Finish. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there was a time where before Grab was around, everyone was flagging cab,
Yeah.
and then the moment everyone starts to get the comfort into booking,
Ordering from home.
yeah, or from home, just an app rather than call comfort or call whichever,
Absolutely.
yeah. So it's difficult. It's not impossible to get out, but to get out as a nation or as a community is difficult. As an individual, it's easy to get out, but we are talking about millions here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Priscilla actually in the comments quite cute. She said washing hands, and actually, I mean, it's so true, but it's not just so true. I think there's a deeper meaning to that also, which is that, um, I think it will take a while. I don't think we'll. I think we'll fully recover, but I think that there will be a mental strain for that, and I think people will be so impacted by this incident that if you hear wind of another similar thing that's happening again, right? I think people will get really, how would I put it, like really down. So maybe that's one thing. I think mental health will be we unfortunately maybe we will not see mental health issues for a while. I mean, it will not surface until much later, actually. So that is something that that could be an issue that maybe those in that field, right? I'm sure they're already thinking about it, preparing. Another concern I have is actually investments. I think what we're learning right now is that safeguarding and savings is actually very important. So I mean, this came upon us very fast, and I'm talking both at an individual level and a business level. This thing came upon us very very fast. So there was not enough time to save for the rainy day or save for a long extended rainy day. So I think after this, right, people go back to work, businesses kickstart again, everything. I think the way people look at balance sheet will be a bit different, and that will then impact a lot of things. Bonuses, investment, risk aversion, investment, investment and appetite, investment appetite. Yeah, because people want to. Last time was like, 3 month buffer enough, right? Don't worry, just invest. We got 3 month plan. Right? Now maybe it's 1.5 year, because you don't know. People are more risk adverse. So I think that's the financial perspective. I think education will actually be also changed. I think when people have tasted like, okay, so this can be done. It may not be that fun, but it can be done. Why not we do more of it? So people are talking about working from home more often. I think maybe not. I still doubt that it will actually be a. I think people need to get out lah. I feel. I mean, in Singapore, we are more of a society where our homes are quite small, so people need to get out. And so I'm not sure. I don't think dining habits will alter that much. I think we all love to eat. We will go out and eat once. We're all looking forward to it also. But I think people may be a bit more cautious. I think definitely a lot more cautious after this. People. You know, they're talking about sporting events where they host 20,000, 40,000. That may not happen for a long time. I mean, what about big events in NDP? We will never go to NDP the same. Because we are all going to look at it and go, when was the last time we had such a large gathering? I mean, the kind of back of mind issue, doubt can stay with us for at least a generation until you really like, okay, it's so I think we're in all this together. We will have to deal with issues, but that's where the different expertise come forward after this crisis. You need more different expertise come forward to support and then to carry us forward.
Hey, talking about NDP, how long do you think this will last? Do you think we will be able to make it to NDP?
I am no expert, so I won't. I can't. I don't want to say anything. I always wish for the best. I always hope for the best. I think there are many. I mean, even our business included, for example, who can't last, who don't want and can't last that long, and I think there will be many who don't want that. So we hope. That's why this circuit breaker is also super. It's needful. I don't know. It's a global thing. It's a global thing. It goes around. So we have to
Yeah, we have to
get through
hope.
this together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Since the viewers have no question, sorry, I have this question.
Okay.
What inspires you to host the so for the viewers for info every Sunday Jesher hosts a hymn session with his wife and the kids behind playing, and then they'll start
Just
singing.
doing their own thing, lah. Really, they just do their own thing.
Yeah. So yeah. What actually inspired you to do it?
Yeah. Well, it was just something out of need, lah. It was just something out of need. So I think PM. No, it was before PM's announcement. Even I think they announced about churches closing on a Friday, right? I mean, a lot of the big announcements always come on a Friday. So between Friday to Sunday, you know that there is not going to be reaction time. So immediately we that Friday afternoon or Friday afternoon announcements that large gatherings have to stop. It's compulsory now. Initially it was discouraged, then it became a full stop. For large gatherings. I think the time was like more than 10 people.
Right.
So straight away all the church memos came out, like, okay, please don't come to church on Sunday. Our services will be online, and some of them will have to say that, oh, we don't have time, so just listen to the message. We'll tell you a message. So my wife and I we're musicians. I think we actually met in music college. So we felt like singing is a big thing to us. I mean, we can't. We don't sing that well. I mean, I don't sing that well. But it's just something. It's just something that It's one of those things where it lifts your heart. It lifts your mind also. You open. You're not worried about how you sing. The more that it can kind of lifts your spirit. I think that's something that we know. So I said, hey, you're a pianist. I can count time. Why not we just do a Facebook Live? Because we saw a small need. We saw a small need there between because of the reaction time. So we just did it out. We just the criteria was we picked hymns that we didn't have to teach people, so people either knew the hymns or they could find it online very quickly. We picked a time that was realistic, so it was like just right before some of the churches actually released their sermon, or the speaker will come up to speak. So it's just like half an hour before. Since so basically meeting a need, and then we just made it very home based, sing along. So it wasn't like it was anything like a performance. We didn't want to be a performance. And then you just roll with it. Also, 1 week, then feedback was that some of our friends from the US and other countries were watching it, and they said, hey, we are also stuck. We also don't have church. We also don't have everything. So thank you very much. So it's like, okay, then we'll do it again. Let's just do it again. So then one thing led to another. And then we just did it. And then Good Friday was one where we thought, very, very, very good time. And then Easter. So we weren't expecting a lot of people to watch. It was just needs based. Wherever you are, if you want to join. If I get 2 viewers, never mind. It's okay. No hard feelings. I mean, we just went with it. If you get 10, sure. So I mean, just doing what we saw, and then you don't overthink it. Also, I just do, pray about it. You do, and then you're done. Yeah. So I'm surprised that you brought this up, but yeah, it's just it's just something to do from home.
I always felt that people who do this out of the heart and the belief, we should appreciate that. So and I appreciated it. That's why I thought it's something good to bring up. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, it's very encouraging to hear as well, because when you mentioned like even if there's 1 or 2 viewers or 3 viewers, you will still continue to do it. It's just like this whole resilience series that I've started. We rushed into it, not because we wanted to rush into it, because we were not given much of a choice. We were not allowed to do productions outdoor, and then we were all made to do everything indoor, and we can't go out for sales. There's no marketing clients, there's no this and that, there's no revenue. And so I was just telling myself, if I have the time and the resources, the equipment, I need to do something that gives back to the society. So I questioned. So I sat down with Kelvin, my partner. We started discussing what is the best thing that we can do to give back to society. We have no money, we can't donate, And even if we donate, it's just a small little amount. What are the bigger things that we can do? So we created this resilience series to try to bring Singaporeans, to bring Asian people together, to create resilience lah. So everyone starts sharing like how you shared the things that you and Yakun have been doing. Yeah. So even if it's 1 person, 2 person, I say to Kelvin, even if there's no one watching, I will still do it. Yeah, because it's going to stay on Facebook. People will still eventually watch. And eventually one day this thing might, after this whole thing is over, we come back, we re-look at it. It's just meaningful to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how you call it Journey to Success. No, I mean you call it Resilience Series, absolutely true. Yeah. And then Journey to Success. In actually, I think after this, right, I think the definition of success will be different. I think before this year already, a lot of the youth, the National Youth Council, a lot of the surveys were already talking about the definition of success. And gone is the car and house and the 5 C's or whatever you want to call it back then. Right. You yourself is that you are an example of what that means, because you are doing what you like to do. You're doing what you're passionate about. So even the definition of success was already moving in a different direction back then. And then now after this crisis, right, I think it will continue to evolve. I think the hearts and minds of the young people or those emerging still question what the definition of success is to them, but it will continue to change. And I think it's also altered by this. We will see how it is. Definitely education. I mean, look, people you talk about home-based learning, right? But people have a lot more free time now to explore other things. So it's a matter of how well you use your time. Home-based learning can be 6 hours a day, right? But you're cutting down on recess time. You're cutting down on traveling time. You have no CCA. So what are people using their spare time? If they are learning a new skill, they are picking up new things. They're reading the newspapers more. That is the definition of. They discover that I may be interested in something random. I didn't have time to do it. Now I'm doing it. I'm actually quite good at it. Or there may be multiple examples of different things. And so again, there may be a secondary fruit to some of these things. So yeah, I mean, cool. But I mean, actually coming back to that, the resilience series is something that we can continue to go. We can continue to build. You can continue to build on with the series, and then also the recovery series. I think recovering. I feel like there will come a phase where we will see Europe, US recovering. That is our sincere hope, and I'm sure. I'm sure that that everybody is making every effort to do that. Singapore will also, if we work hard, we stay focused. There will come a recovery phase, but recovery for the country and recovery for an individual is also quite different. How should we recover? Should we go out there and say, I need to make back everything that I need to make back everything for the last few months? I don't think people are like that. But or is it going to be a very cautious environment, a very tense environment? How do we rebound? And can we rebound in a graceful way? Can the unity continue? Can the support continue? Can the appreciation for the frontliners continue without a crisis? Right? If we don't have fire, but we still thank the firemen because they're on duty. It's not because there's no fire, or we wait for a fire then we thank them. I mean, that being said, of course, healthcare frontline workers and teachers and everything like that too. So, how the recovery and the rebound actually will be something that maybe we don't need to keep talking about it, because it's not always like you don't need to teach people how to do these things. But I think it's a conversation that people should have, or even business leaders, how to set the tone for the new recovery. The what 2020 what will it continue to look like? Maybe that's one thing that it may be needful.
Yes. I think to add on, I totally agree, because now in this current situation, you really see a lot of small businesses all coming together, freelancers or even private small owners, coming together. You see medium-sized companies also coming together to see what can they do together, to get out of this crisis. And then you see the bigger companies helping out the smaller companies. So yeah, I think like what you said, during the rebound, if once we rebound, will this still continue where businesses continue to handhold each other to keep the economy? Because our Singapore economy is very much based, run and being pushed by SMEs especially. So if the SMEs can continue to stay together, knitted, the government continues to support, the bigger companies also support. And I think this will help us to rebound back in a smoother transition. And yeah, so
I
that's
think people
what-
learn the hard. I mean, we all learn the raw way that we need each other. We need each other. I think we knew that already, but also now, again, we are just reminded of that again.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Priscilla, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
She's
Okay.
very solid. She's very solid. She's very encouraging.
Yeah, so nice. Yeah. Okay, so we are already. It's a very good conversation. I think I really enjoy this. We shall have this more at Ya Kun when this is over. We shall meet up. Have Ya Kun. Yes. Yeah. My last question to you would be what is your current greatest wish?
I mean, the current greatest wish is actually I want to hug people again. You said it's true that day, right? I mean, it was just a few days ago. I was just thinking, wow, the thing I miss most. I think I was watching Netflix actually, and then American shows, right? And then obviously it's filmed a few years back, so they didn't, and none of this. But you just see the way they, hey, how are you? And then they just hug each other. And one of the things that it will take a long time for us to get to again. I mean, because of this crisis, it's not that we don't hug each other, but like because of this safe distancing and this strict adherence to that, which is needful. It will take us a long time to bounce back, to high five and hug. And I think once Singapore got 0 case, I think I will just stand on the street corner and just, can I hug you, please? I go to the office and hug everybody. I just if you get 0 case for like
when we go zero,
we should do that for 2 weeks, right? No, I said 2 weeks first. 0 case for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just hug people. And I think I don't know why. I just miss that very much. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. This is the first time we have this answer. This usually when we end, we will get our guests to share what is their greatest wish. So yeah, hugging people this is the first time. Yeah, I think everyone needs a hug that we have pulled through this together. Such unity. It's very heartwarming. Really very heartwarming to see. And Singaporeans coming together. I'm trying to run this campaign actually, and maybe the viewers, if you hear this, we are trying to run a campaign whereby everyone shares a message together, and I will actually use my video editing skills to actually stitch them all up together. So maybe later on I will drop it over here at a comment. So view our comments. Yeah, I'll text you, Jesher. I hope you can also be a part of it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So do you have anything final last to say before we round it up?
Okay, maybe I will. I mean, there's a lot of there's the things we can say about we wish everybody we're in this together. But I just have something that maybe it's not ordinary. I mean, among all this, I feel very deeply and strongly for the final year students of every batch. So I don't know, for some reason, I feel very strongly for JC and especially university final year students. I think there's a certain level of like, wow, you've gone through this, you worked really hard, you are finally there, and then it's like, you got your final year of uni, right, or school for that matter is disrupted. And it's disrupted in such a big way that like, you can't even go to class, you can't even say goodbye to your friends, the last group of memories and things like that. So I feel very deeply for that group. So I can't offer much, I think, but I think I can say that if there are any viewers or viewers who know friends who are in their final year, or for that matter, maybe even third year of poly, uni, or IHL, and they want to, they are still concerned about entering the job market, reach out to me. I don't know a lot, but whatever I know, I will share. about how to better prepare yourself for the market. Maybe even this changed market now. When the economy recovers, maybe it will look a little different. Maybe I can share something. I can help. Reach out to me. I would love to do just a chat to help them, because I feel sorry that they can't go to class. Tutorials are now online and things like that. So for me as a working adult, if there's something I can give, hang out with them to talk, reach out to me. I think I want to just set you on your way, so before you graduate also. So that's maybe that's my message to the viewers. I know other than that, we're in this together. Let's get through this together. I think unity is very important.
Okay. All right. So all right. Thank you, Jesher, for your time. Right, and thank you, audience, for your time.
Pleasure.
Yeah. So I will say goodbye to you first for now.
Okay.
Right,
thank you. So do I just click leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So viewers, you've heard Jesher. Those of you who knows of anyone who is in the third year, stepping out into waiting to graduate and stuff, Jesher is more than happy to actually share the opinions, share the experiences and get them prepared in a certain way. And Successpedia Asia is definitely more than happy to come in to support that. So having said that, for tomorrow we have with us Mr. Philip Kao. So Philip Kao is the founder and CEO of Memorial Hotel Group in Siem Reap, Cambodia. He's also the president of Siem Reap Tourism Club. And for himself, this is the interesting thing about Philip. Philip used to be a farmer boy. He's the youngest in the family, and everyone in the family actually funded him to study. And as a farmer boy in Siem Reap, he studied, but it's just like Singapore in terms of ITE. But today he owns 3 hotels in Siem Reap. He's one of the leaders in Siem Reap, helping the government, pushing a lot of policies and everything, and helping with he started Siem Reap Tourism Club to help everyone in the tourism industry. So yes, stay with us tomorrow. Join us 8 p.m. Live on Facebook and YouTube. We have Philip Kao. And we also find out more about how is it like in Siem Reap and Cambodia. So Desmond, your host for tonight, thank you so much if you are still with us, and signing out.